Hey guys, so another really important distinction for communication skills is what I call validating versus dismissing. And what I mean by this is, humans, what we really, really want, whether in a friendship or a romantic partnership or family or even at work, is to be validated, which means to know that another person understands and, in a way, feels whatever it is that we're feeling. So to feel understood, to feel felt. And when we're having, you know, interaction with other people, often we skip this step, especially problem solvers, or analytical folk might skip this step because we're all about finding a solution, but this causes real problems at the level of the other person feeling connected to us. Okay. So we basically have a choice, which is to either validate what someone's feeling and explicitly, or they will end up feeling dismissed a large percentage of the time, even if you don't mean to. So the first idea is that validation leads to connection, right? So me expressing and repeating back, not word for word, but repeating sort of the main idea of what someone's feeling and being able to express what they must be going through emotionally. If I can do that and I can acknowledge with my language what they're feeling and validate that I understand it, that's the first step to actually connecting with someone. Without that, it's pretty difficult. And the reason that is because this is the second main idea. When someone does not feel validated, some of their attention in the conversation is often sort of stuck on that. It's stuck on the fact that they don't feel understood. So this is the problem we run into with problem solvers. If someone shares, "Oh, I'm really frustrated at work," and I go straight into problem solving, like, "Oh, well, you could do this, you could talk to your boss, you could change these things around, you could quit, you could," right? All that strategies. The problem is that person can't fully listen to what I'm saying because part of their attention is still on this emotion, this sensation of frustration, and we have a need to feel understood before we can let go of that fully for a lot of people. So understanding, isn't enough. And if I dive into problem solving too quickly, this person's attention won't actually be able to be put on the solutions themselves. So the first step is to validate verbally what they're saying. It might sound like, "Wow, I'm so sorry. That sounds really frustrating. That sounds like a really irritating situation," right? Something along those lines. Something to the tune of, "I understand what you're going through." Also, validation is what's going to create teamwork in any situation. So whether in a friendly setting, a work setting, professional setting, if I'm trying to form a team, if I'm trying to create some team cohesion, this is a really, really important step to feel actually connected to other people, is express to them so that they know that you know what's actually going on internally for them. So maybe they're feeling afraid. Maybe they're feeling stressed or anxious, right? Or worried or despair, whatever it might be. Getting a really good, barometer for what other people are feeling, and then explicitly making reference to it. Like, "Oh wow, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. You sound really stressed right now." Or, "Wow, that's such a crazy frustrating to hear that, to know that." Whatever situation might be, right? And the last piece of advice I would have on this point would be to check for accuracy. So, validating and using language like, "I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry that you are frustrated. Or I'm so sorry that you're upset." That's great, and that's a great first step, but we don't want to make an assumption that that's actually their situation when it's not. So the strategy there, the habit is to ask, is this actually what's going on for you? Did I get that right? Is there something I'm not understanding? Hope that makes sense. Hope it helps. See you next time.